Hi, and welcome back. In the previous session, I talked about our eternal existence. I'd like to take a little bit of time in this session as well as in the next two to explain it. In this episode, I wanted to talk about reality and our existence. And first, I wanted to talk about what the scientific community and the metaphysical community are saying about it. Give you a few books that I'll put the bibliography for in the description below this video so you can follow up on it. First is a book about the many worlds theory by Dr. Hugh Everett, and it came out in the 1950s. He said that our universe is one of multiple universes, and that's a pretty popular theory today. Brian Greene is a proponent of string theory. He came out with this in the book, The Elegant Universe, and he said at the very minute part of reality, our physical reality, it's composed of vibrating strings. Dr. Lisa Randall, a professor at Harvard, is talking about dark energy in this book, as well as Sean Carroll, a professor at Caltech. If you pick up any of these four books, it'll give you a good overview or understanding of what the scientific community is saying about reality and our existence. But the metaphysical community has been active too. And a few of these books include The Holographic Universe by Michael Talbot. He wrote it in the 1990s. And he said that we live in a hologram. So if you ever hear that mentioned, it's coming from this book. It's also a good read if you wanted to look at it. Thomas Campbell came out with My Big Toe. He said we live in a simulation, and the toe means theory of everything, and he wrote about that in his book. But the book I wanted to talk about is by Dr. Milo Wolff, and it is talking about reality being fully wave-based. And this book came out in the early 2010s. It's talking about the history of a wave-based reality, wave-based existence, and the proponents of it, which include Albert Einstein, Ernst Mach, and Erwin Schrödinger. He also talks about some mathematics, which is very good. And he came up with a theory of everything for a fully wave-based reality. I don't want to go into it here, but I just wanted to mention it in case you wanted to look at it. And he also came up with an experiment to falsify the claim that we live in a wave-based reality, and I wanted to share that with you too. On page 108, he talked about neutron decay and how on Earth, neutrons decay to protons in about 14 minutes. And his experiment to prove or disprove this hypothesis is to do neutron decay in outer space. If we live in a particle-based reality, neutrons should decay in about 14 minutes in outer space as well as on Earth. But if we live in a wave-based reality, the hypothesis is that it'll take much longer. So here's an understanding of our existence, some references from the scientific community, the metaphysical community, a theory of everything for a fully wave-based reality, and an experiment to falsify that. If you'll join me in the next session, I'll talk about multiple dimensions, and we'll continue the conversation. Look forward to talking to you then. Take care.